Welcome back to the Watkins Roundtable. I am Kendall, your host, and this is Shannon Watkins, our lovely team leader. You're not a broker anymore, are you?
I am always a broker.
And her name is on the door. So today we wanted to interview Shannon. We've been interviewing a lot of the agents on the team, and so we just wanted to pick Shannon's brain for a little bit and let her tell you about her. So I do have a couple of questions for you as far as why did you get into real estate? And this is something that I've asked all of our agents here, is why they got into real estate.
Because I was broke and hated my job, and I referred enough business to John and Tim they were the agents that actually got me in the business, and they just thought I would be great, and they said, come do this with us. If you get your course and you pass and come to work for us, we'll reimburse you for your course. So I felt like there was nothing really to lose.
Yeah.
I had no passions about it. I had no, I was broke. I needed a job. I hated my job. I worked at Cato, a clothing store.
How long did it take you to pass the test?
Well, do we have to talk about that?
Because me and Kennedy did.
Okay.
I'll tell you mine.
Well, I did it in person.
Okay.
And I actually passed the course test first time and the state test first time.
Shut up.
But this is why I know it was a God thing. Because for me, I'm a terrible test taker. Mm-hmm. The day of the test, I was driving to Macon, which is where I had to go to take it. Mm-hmm. And I remember telling myself, if you just crash into a tree right now, it would be a way that you could get out of taking the test and not worrying about failing. I'd rather crash into a tree than fail this test. And
wow.
But skip ahead, and I took my broker's test. It took me 4 times to pass it.
It took me 5 times to pass the exam.
And look, you're here.
But see, I got so discouraged, and it's funny you say that it was a God thing, because for me, I feel like I had to relinquish control. Mm-hmm. Like, I got to the point where I was like, okay, God, like, if this is your will for my life, I will pass. Mm-hmm. If not, then show me what's next. And I kid you not, the 5th time I went in there, because I failed it by 1 point every time. Called my dad, just crying. And I mean, honestly, I wanted to give up, but I loved real estate. And I went in and I passed it, and I was like, you're lying. There's no way.
Yeah, so I don't think, like, when I say it was a God thing, I think God knows how much we can handle and what we're supposed to go through to get to where we are, right? Yeah. So I think for me, God knew, like, if I failed, I was out. Yeah. I would not have gone back and retaken that test. No way. I would have been done. So I think, like, in your situation, and I know for people that aren't believers, it's probably like, oh, whatever, like, everything got things. But it is, because I feel
it is.
You probably had steps and things that you had to go through before he was going to allow you to jump into this. Because it's not easy. And there's a lot of, like, trust that I have to put into Christ, and I have to know that, like, I'm not, if it's left to me, I'm going to fail. Like, I'm not going to be able to do it all. But that doesn't mean that I go to sleep and don't think about work, and I don't worry, and I don't stress, and I don't continue to learn and strive to be better.
We all do.
Right. So, but yeah, so one time when I passed it.
Shut up.
Okay.
So being a broker, and I guess where you are now with the Shannon sales team and kind of like the empire that you've built.
Mm-hmm. So most people probably don't, and actually Madison and I were talking earlier about this, but I don't think the general public understand the difference between a real estate agent, a realtor, a broker, an associate broker, an owner.
They're all different.
Right. So from, like, umbrella down, right? Like, I own Watkins Real Estate Associates, and I am an associate broker here. Right. So I have my broker's license, but I am not the managing broker.
Right.
That's where you have to make sure your files are correct, or you can go to jail, lose your license, get some fines, all that crazy stuff. So that was too much pressure for me, especially since I was running the team. So I own Watkins Real Estate Associates, and we have an amazing broker named Sherry Puckett. So she's our managing broker. Yes, we do. And I love her. And then we have the Shannon sales team, which I own and run. Yeah. So as a realtor, I run a team. So that's kind of like a hierarchy, for lack of a better term. And then my team is under the broker, which is Sherry, which our license is held at Watkins Real Estate. So so I think I got off course with your actual question, but I keep thinking people don't really understand that.
Well, I didn't, so I'm kind of glad that you explained that, because I didn't know that either. But are you satisfied? Well, let me reword that. Did you want to be like where you're at? Is that what your goal was?
Nope. No. When I started real estate, I was very successful. It came very natural to me. It was easy. The sales side, buyers and sellers, ended up leaving the team that I was on and went out on my own, mainly because of falling out, which, it's funny now because it was between John and I, and now John and I are super tight and love him. In fact, they're the ones that also led me to Christ. But either way, so we had a little falling out. So I left the team and the market crashed and I didn't know what I was going to do. So then I was just like, I went to work for a church. So I went from making a lot of money to basically receiving a tip to work at a church.
Now, let me ask. So you made money your first year?
Oh yeah. And this was a while ago, so it might not sound like a lot of money, but it was a lot of money to me. Remember, I was working at Cato, making probably $7 an hour, something like that. Yes, I'm old. It was minimum wage, probably a little more than minimum wage. But anyway, so then my first year in real estate, my bring home was about $35,000. So, and back then, average sales prices were $150. So, and I sold a lot less than that as well, but $150 sales price, and out the gate, I was top sales agent at the office that I was at my second year in real estate.
That is insane. So anyway, seeing yourself here, like...
No, there was no plans. The team started to grow, so opening the brokerage became more of a financial necessity because the team was doing so well that we were paying out a lot of money to be at a brokerage. So we got together, my core group at on the team, and we were like, we should probably just open our own brokerage. It makes the most sense. If we open it, then that money kind of goes back to us. So we really only opened the brokerage to have my team at the brokerage. Yeah. And then we got our very first agent before we even opened.
Was it Carla?
No, outside of the team.
Oh, okay.
It was Standish. So,
love her.
Yeah, so we made the announcement that we were opening our own brokerage, more so just so our team clientele knew that, hey, the Shannon sales team, it's still a thing. We're just at a different brokerage. Okay. And then I got a call from her and she's like, okay, I'm coming to the brokerage. And I was like, I don't know what that means. Yeah. Like, I don't know how to run a brokerage. I don't know. I have a team. We're just opening the brokerage for it. She's like, no, I'm going to be your agent. I'm like, no, I don't know caps. I don't know how much it costs. Like, I know nothing. She's like, we'll figure it out. And I'm like, okay.
But it kind of takes that person to do that.
Yes, it does. So, but then we came with 16 agents that January that we opened. And by that July, we were at 50 agents.
That is insane.
And that was no marketing, no recruiting. That was just who we were in the community. So it's been a wonderful ride. There has been many, many bumps.
So I guess for somebody like me that wants to have their own team, what advice would you give? Do you push for people to be team leaders? Yes. Do you think that they should just remain agents? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think every person is different, and so you got to find your skill and your gift, and every team is different. However, I believe when you get out of real estate school, you pass that test, you've learned nothing. So I believe that first, every agent should join a team, no matter what. I understand that there are some not good teams out there. Yeah. I also understand that teams are designed differently. Some teams are just going to be heavy lead focused, no training. Some are going to be heavy accountability focused. Some are going to be systems focused. So every team is going to be different. When you get your license, join a team. The first one might not be the best fit, that's fine, but you need to learn as much as you can. Right. Before anyone starts their own team, I say go through a leadership program, because Women's Council is really what helped me. I didn't have anyone helping me be a leader. I already had a team. Yeah. But when I tell you I messed up, I'm not talking little mistakes. I'm talking huge mistakes. There were times I would pay out of my pocket for one of my agents to close a deal because I didn't know how to run a P&L. So major issue, because I'm the type of person, if I sign a contract, I'm living by that contract.
Right.
And so if I promised you this is what you're going to get. So Women's Council helped me be a better leader, like in front of people. And then I started coaching, and then they helped me with the business side of things. So I think as a new agent, be on a team for 2 years, even if it's not the same team. Like if people are on my team and they're like, I can't stand her, she's so mean, because I am, apparently.
She's so mean.
Then go join another team.
Right.
Like go gather as much information as possible. Then you've got to find your skill set. So everyone thinks like, oh, running a team is like glamorous, which I know I do not give off that. I tell you all the time how much I just can't stand you. You drive me nuts. Like, it's hard. It is so hard. So I think the difference is finding a team, being a team lead that is something that you are very skilled at. Don't try to duplicate me. Don't try to duplicate other really good teams. What is the thing that you are really good and passionate about? What can you add as value to agents? And then go for it. And what we do on our team is we actually help teams build in our team. Yeah. So we had an agent that was with us. She actually owns her own brokerage now. She is doing amazing. I feel weird, but I guess I can say her name, right? So Whitney was with us, and her first 2 years on the team, she came to me and she said, okay, I want to start my own team. I'm like, awesome. We built her team inside of my team. So she got to experience how we trained them, how we did everything. We helped her form her team from corporate docs all the way down to how she was going to do her splits.
Were these agents that wanted to be, I'm so sorry. Were these agents that, this is the life of a realtor, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Did, like those agents, did they want to be with Whitney, or they were a better fit for Whitney?
No. So some she recruited, and they came onto our team. They followed my processes while we were training them and getting them ready. So this way, when she launched, she had, I want to say 6 or 7 trained agents ready to go. So she wasn't having to start from scratch. Okay. Right. So we had already put our systems in place and all of her training, and then obviously she's taken that and quadrupled everything. She's killing it. So when she left our team to start her team, she started with 10 agents.
Wow.
So we were able to build it. So she didn't make, transparency, she didn't make money off of those agents while they were on my team. So her pay was, I'm going to make money off those agents even if she recruited them. That's how I get paid. Her pay is in knowledge and training, right? And so it's like college, right? It's the next level.
Right.
So then she was able to start her team, and then I think she ran her team at our brokerage for 2 years, and then she opened her own brokerage.
That is so crazy.
And this is why I'm so passionate about. Like, to me, it's like, because if we had a bunch of boutique brokerages, and I'm not saying they have to be trained by me, but if they've been like truly trained, I think all of us have a better experience in the market, right? Like, we're not backstabbing, we're not doing shady stuff. We're all like truly trying to create a win-win for the client, which makes all of us as agents kind of come together with knowledge, not just, I got my license, now I'm selling houses.
Yeah, because it doesn't work like that. Because when you come out, you really don't know what you're doing.
No.
So I think for me, like, a lot of my passion for real estate kind of got me to where I am. But, I mean, I'm still figuring myself out every day as a realtor. I mean, I'm not...
Over 22 years, and I still learn something new every week.
Exactly.
And that's why I tell all of you, like, you can't worry about how much you know or don't know. It is a relational business. Go build relationships. Go actually care about people. And if you truly care about people and you understand that they're about to make the biggest investment of their entire lives, in most cases, just don't fail them, right? You don't have to know all the answers, but you can find the answers. So be relational, actually care about people, and this business is a heck of a lot easier.
And I will say, I think our team is really good about that. Within Watkins, the Shannon Sells team, Penny's team, Jamel's team. Yep. I mean, we're very relational, very good with our clients. So another thing I wanted to ask was, what do you regret? Like, what have you learned and what do you regret? Oh, there's a lot, apparently.
So, yeah. Okay.
Should we call it Watkins tea? We should call it Watkins tea. Not Watkins.
The tea. Sharing the tea. We're still on the tea. So I regret putting putting faith in people. You can't, like, as a business owner, now, not that I don't depend daily on my staff and on the agents, right? Like, there is a dependency there.
Right.
But I will never again put so much faith in an individual to the point that it could hurt my team. And it's not even about me. Like, yes, I've been hurt. It sucks. It's fine. But when you put someone that you so wholeheartedly trust in control of something that hurts the people that depend on me, I will never again do that. Never again.
Yeah.
To see, you know, and I know a lot of people don't know, but when I look back and I can see what people did to undermine and like hurt our team, it is devastating, because I now know some of my agents could have made more money, could have had more sales, could have had more connections if I didn't so wholeheartedly trust somebody. I'll never do it again. That's my biggest regret.
Wow.
And I have probably some others. I mean, paying for someone to close a deal because I was stupid.
Yeah.
Right? I couldn't do math. Which is a big joke here, by the way. Shannon doesn't do math or grammar or spelling.
Yeah.
I'm good at something.
Well, which I think is important, because
Which part that I can't do math?
No, you can't spell. I mean, I can't really do math either. But no, the one about like your agents would have made more money. Like, they kind of got screwed, because speaking as somebody of myself, like, when you first start real estate, I dropped everything. I have no steady income right now unless I go out and get it. And I'm building a clientele and building a database. And so to know that, like, somebody took that from me is very frustrating, because I still have to pay my bills.
Right.
You know?
So
like,
from your level and other agents' level, there should be probably some, you know, that kind of upsets me, that makes me mad. From a level of, I'm a leader and it's my responsibility to make sure that stuff doesn't happen.
That's a betrayal type thing. Like, that's
worse.
Yeah.
Definitely worse.
That's a different type of hurt. But
it's okay. God's got all of it. I mean, I can't worry about it. But
nobody would ever know.
Nope.
I mean, I think that's what's really good about it, is you're very good about, like...
Yep. And nobody will.
Which is good. I mean,
outside of this little conversation, no one's going to know, like, exactly what happened.
But that is the role of a leader. Like, you lead the pack.
Yeah. So sometimes if you see more wrinkles, more gray hair, it's that. It's all because of that.
Well, I'm not sure if we're out of time, but I mean, those were all the questions that I had for Shannon. It was good getting to know her. I mean, I already knew her, but I wanted y'all to get to know her, because we just love her. We think she's great. So.
I think one time we should just film a training, but it would probably be a lot of bleep, 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 right?
Yeah, we would have to get...
Be a bad idea.
We'd have to get Madison to cut that out.
Yeah, that would be a lot. There'd probably be nothing left.
Yeah, oh Lord.
It'd be awful.
Well, we hope you guys had a wonderful Halloween. We're Shannon and Kendall, and this is the Watkins Roundtable. We'll see you next time. Bye.